There are times when things happen in football that just leave us all scratching our heads, wondering how on earth did that happen. And if you're an Arsenal fan, or simply someone who enjoys watching football, then chances are you were glued to your television set or computer screen on April 8, 2025, watching in amazement as Arsenal put on one of the most dominant performances ever seen at the Emirates Stadium, demolishing the European giants. Real Madrid 3-0 in the first leg of their UEFA Champions League quarter-final tie. We all knew going into this game that it was going to be tough. Real Madrid is a team that never gives up, and they have shown this time and time again by coming from behind to win games in the dying embers of matches. But nobody expected Arsenal to come out and play like they were a team possessed. They attacked Madrid relentlessly and could have easily scored more than 3 goals. So now we find ourselves in a situation where Arsenal have a 3-0 advantage ahead of the second leg at the Santiago Bernabéu. So the question I want to pose in this video is, can Real Madrid overturn this deficit and progress to the semi-finals of the Champions League at the expense of Arsenal? Or will Arsenal hold on to their lead and secure their place in the last 4? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. The first leg was played at the Emirates Stadium, and before the game kicked off, there was a minute of silence to pay tribute to the victims of the recent terror attack in Israel. But once the action got underway, there was only one team on the attack, and that was the Gunners. They started brightly and pinned Real Madrid back in their own half for large periods of the first 45 minutes. Bukayo Saka was causing all sorts of problems down the right flank, and it was his cross that was met by the head of Gabriel Jesus. But the Brazilian's effort went just over the crossbar. Real Madrid's best chance of the first half fell to Vinícius Jr in the 27th minute. He cut inside onto his right foot and unleashed a powerful shot that was heading towards the top corner. But Ramsdale pulled off a fantastic save to tip it over the bar. This save by Ramsdale seemed to be a turning point in the match, because right after that, Arsenal took control and dominated the remainder of the half. They scored the opening goal in the 39th minute through a penalty. It came after a lengthy VAR review for a handball by David Alaba. After the initial shot from Martinelli, the ball hit the arm of Alaba, and although it wasn't intentional, the referee had no choice but to award a spot kick. Up stepped Odegaard to send Courtois the wrong way and put Arsenal ahead. Just 3 minutes later, Arsenal doubled their lead, and it was another stunning finish. This time it was Bukayo Saka who got on the score sheet. After some neat build-up play, the ball fell to Saka on the edge of the box, and he let fly with a left-footed curler that left Courtois with no chance. This was a sucker punch for Real Madrid, and they were lucky to go into the half-time break only 2 goals down. The second half followed a similar pattern to the first, with Arsenal dominating possession and creating the better chances. In the 67th minute, they made it 3-0, and this goal was all about power. A long throw by Kieran Tierney was flicked on by Gabriel Jesus, and although it looked like it was going wide, the ball hit the unfortunate Nacho Fernandez and found its way into the net. This effectively killed off the tie, and Arsenal could have scored more, but for some last-minute heroics by Thibaut Courtois. Real Madrid did have a few late chances to get themselves back into the game, but they were always unlikely to score 3 goals in stoppage time. As the final whistle blew, the Arsenal players and fans celebrated a famous victory, but the party was somewhat muted, with one eye already on the return leg at the Bernabéu. So let's talk about what happened in this match and why Arsenal won so comfortably. The first thing that really stood out was the energy levels of the two teams. From the first whistle, you could tell that Arsenal were the hungrier team, and they were willing to run more, tackle more, and fight more for every loose ball. This is not normally what we see in a match involving Real Madrid, because they are usually the ones who are full of energy and intensity, but on this occasion they were second best in this department, and this really showed in the final score. Another key factor in the match was the tactics employed by the two managers. Mikel Arteta set his team up in a 4-3-3 formation with Bukayo Saka, Gabriel Martinelli and Leandro Trossard forming the attacking trio. This meant that Arsenal had three very pacey and direct players who caused all sorts of problems for the Real Madrid defence. On the other side, Carlo Ancelotti went with his usual 4-4-2 diamond formation with Karim Benzema and Vinícius Jr up front. This left Real Madrid a little bit unbalanced because they didn't have any real support for their two strikers, and this made it very difficult for them to create clear-cut chances. The third thing that really stood out was the finishing of the Arsenal players. When the Gunners had chances to score, they took them. There was no hesitation or uncertainty. They were clinical, and this is what you need to do against a team like Real Madrid. If you get chances, you have to take them, because you won't get many against a team of this caliber. So based on the first leg result, it looks like Arsenal have 1 foot in the semi-finals. However, we must remember that this is a two-legged tie, and anything can still happen in the second leg at the Bernabéu. Real Madrid is a team that never gives up, and they are used to playing in these high-pressure matches. Don't count them out just yet. With all that being said, I think Arsenal has the upper hand going into the second leg. They have a 3-0 lead to protect, and they know that if they can keep a clean sheet, then Real Madrid will need to score at least 4 goals to win the tie. This will be tough for Real Madrid, as Arsenal's defence is very organised and they are difficult to break down. Plus, Arsenal also have the away goal rule to fall back on if they do concede. I think the key for Arsenal is to play with the same intensity and belief that they showed in the first leg. If they do this, then they have more than enough quality to win the tie. Odegaard and Saka were both fantastic in the first leg, and they will need to be at their best again if Arsenal are to progress. Defensively, Gabriel and Saliba both had excellent games, and they will need to continue this good form to keep Benzema and Vinícius at bay. As for Real Madrid, they need to improve massively if they are to overturn this deficit. They were outplayed and outfought by Arsenal in the first leg, and they will need to be much better if they are to have any chance of winning the tie. Ancelotti will need to find a way to unlock the Arsenal defence, and he will also need his team to be more clinical in front of goal. Let me know your thoughts on this debate in the comments below. Which team do you think will win the tie, and how do you think the second leg will play out? Now, before we finish, I just want to say thank you for watching this video, and if you enjoyed it, then please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. We would love to have you as part of the community, and if you want to watch more videos like this, then you can do so here. Thank you again for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Now check out these other videos that I think you might find interesting. And remember to subscribe to our channel for more great content.